They have the criminal service and most of these companies that are doing fraudulent things, where if you're trying to check into a bill where maybe one of their best friends in government or something is using your services just because they can or just want to cause you a problem, now you need an account number. Now how do you remember an account number from, and they won't even let me verify the account to get the account number. Okay, so how do you go about, okay, I guess you got to call the the privacy department or something and tell them to mail you your shit of all the accounts that you hold by law. You can request them, and then they probably got a stupid verification process for that. How do you keep up with these account numbers is what I need to know. Now, some ignorant, mentally retarded, challenged person just called me black. Now, I don't see why I look black, that retarded individual, but we know people have mental problems and they tend to say things they shouldn't say, like, oh, blackie. All right. So for the mentally ill person, I kind of blocked them from this channel because I don't have time to babysit people's mental problems. But may the Lord bless little Tink Tink. All right. All right. So let's see. What did they say? You know, people got mental problems in the community. It happens. They can't control themselves. Okay. All right. Stop staring into the camera and worry about your massive, massive weight problem. Okay. So I don't know which retarded individual this is, but again, we're just going to remove them because they have mental problems. Yeah, we're not going to babysit anybody's mental issues today. All right. You don't know what, honey. Hi. Carly, how are you? Hi, Juan. All right. So, greetings, everybody. I was just talking about Comcast and how they have this bootleg setup little situation going on. Now, I just moved over to this community. I don't know anybody here. And there's a lady with a mental problem over here. There's a lot of people with mental problems running around loose, undiagnosed. That's all I can tell you. And they got family members that are ghetto hood. And they, thank you, honey, doggy place. Hey, hello, Carly. What's going on, y'all? And, you know, they be hanging out the window because they got some little 2 cent drug dealer, boyfriend, husband, somebody that I guess takes care of everybody. And so they feel the need to try and protect their little drug den. I don't know what be going on in their heads. So she was hanging out the window, and every time I go on the back porch, she want to be on the back porch. Then she got this little wilding out little group of ghetto kids that's just as ratchet as she is, and then her little relatives, nephews, cousins, nephews. I don't know who these little psych ward patients are, but they loose without no jacket. Okay. All right. They loose without a jacket. I ain't got time to babysit. So I'm sitting out, you know, I can't help it that I'm attractive or whatever, you know. But don't nobody want no drug dealer. Not nobody in their right brain. So they cause it issues. Thank you, honey. And so I will go out back. She want to be in the window, knocking on the glass like a retard. Talking about some hi, hi. I guess she think I'm bending over for her little nigga. Don't nobody want this bomb, lady. So now she got everybody all hopped up like somebody trying to take a drug dealer when you waiting on a trillionaire. Trillionaire reaching out to you, getting construction done in your street. Sitting up here making sure your water working in the tub. And ain't no thugs off radar if they do something to you. And he's probably gonna move you somewhere. Say it ain't so. And these folks up here fighting over a drug dealer. I be looking at my man, got all the little niggas in the neighborhood acting like somebody want their niggas. Nobody want these boys. Nothing wrong with them. They're very cute, handsome, smart, intelligent. But ain't nobody chasing nobody. And they up here acting like I'm chasing these men. Anybody, I just moved over here. Get your low life, low self-esteem ideas together. Ain't everybody looking for nothing? So I'm like, girls, nigga, come on. I'm just saying. So she got all hopped up, but she can't take care of herself because she's crazy. Her body ain't right. So she got these little young whippersnappers walking around slamming gates and walking up on me, walking when I walk, talking when I talk, being weird. Can't have no privacy. I go in the back porch, somebody stomping and knocking on something, talking loud, arguing because they don't want me to have no peace. I go in the backyard, they got something going on. So they tried to do something in the backyard, but they was messing with me. The guy was like, go in the house, I got you. Went in the house, a storm came, knocked all that little old cute stuff out the yard. They was looking like, did she do that? Who was that? I came back out. I heard thunder. I was like, God, you want me to go back in? I saw a sign that said yes. I said, yeah. Went back inside. And they was looking like. Now, prior to that, maybe same day, I don't know. Honey, I'm listening to everything you're saying. All right, Carly, go ahead. I love you. And don't forget to subscribe, honey. Check out my Avon link. Listen. So I'm sitting there minding my business the next day. And maybe I was on the back porch. It was hot. Like now it's getting warm. It was hot. So I went and sat on the back porch. It's very small. Let me show you. You see how big this is? This right here. The back porch ain't even that big. So I'm sitting there with this itty bitty chair, minding my business. There ain't even this much space. Okay, so let me try again. You see this little square here? It ain't even that big. It's not that big. It's not that big. Okay. So I'm like, let me just put the little chair out here that barely fits. Because if I move the wrong way, I'm going to fall down the steps. Okay. So I look up and somehow these monkeys came out there and they started doing something. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to indulge. I'm not going to engage in this situation. You know, I'm just sitting on the back porch. But again, that lady got her kids all hopped up, or whoever these little hood rats are, and they trying to give me a hard time. So they, oh shucks, are these dogs or cats acting a fool? Hold on, y'all, look. What is that? Is that a cat? Ain't I got time for this? Walking around here without no glasses on. Hold on. Two cats. There's two cats, y'all. It was a cat and a dog. Two cats. Fighting for sex. Listen. So, two cats. They got the door. Okay. They come in and out. And by the time we fight no dog, most times I just stand and pat them and be like, hey, cutie. Because if it's a dog, you gotta be scared. If you don't want a dog by you, right now, so, I was like, y'all gonna play watching me? That's what I said to them. I don't know, guys. Y'all gonna play watching me? I said, I'm not going to watch. You need to watch your cousin and your girlfriend. Who is that? I ain't the one to watch. Okay? What they was doing, let's get on my face. You don't act like somebody wants your man. You worry about who your girlfriend. You want your cousin? You don't know about it? But it's I am. So you watching me, I ain't got sugar to do with that. You need to worry about who your girlfriend effing on when you ain't around. Now that's their business. They look like some little pimps. I don't know these people. Yeah, they look like, I hope they ain't mess with my kids. Okay? There's some strange things going down here in Raggedy City. People have kids out here doing stuff, being weird. They want you to act a fool so you can mess some up. Then your kids be looking at you crazy. Like you did it. When you didn't. See little niggas out here? Look. I'm walking down the street. They right there. See. Oh, niggas. They probably watching to see what I'm doing. How I look while I'm walking. Pay attention outside. Okay? Because I ignore them. I ain't gonna do it. Like I said, the lady got everybody all up in the air. Could have been somebody that, been stalking me. They keep going around to places that I live, paying empty brain folks to get on my nerve, to say things, to report things that aren't true. And all those people are probably going to prison or jail for falsifying reports. Don't bother nobody, right? So, another day, probably that same day when they was doing their little party in the backyard, I'm just sitting there. They didn't want me out there, and it's like, you don't own this backyard. You don't own this block. You don't own this stuff, right? Who want me to inflame this back? Ooh, Lord. So somehow, I decide to, I didn't know it was this close. This little spot here, where I'm going. This is very close. So they were playing. Okay, so I normally play a little music out there because I like mixing my stuff. So I will always go get my little Bluetooth, put it next to me, play music, gospel music, whatever. I ain't bothering nobody, right? So they came out with this big old Bluetooth on the back porch, like a picnic Bluetooth, okay, with music. And I'm like, oh my God, right? So, I was like, wow. And It was like, we're gonna drown you out so we can do what we do. Go in the house. And again, people are very territorial because they got mental problems. So while I'm sitting there recently, just a few minutes ago, they keep going in and out the gate, slamming it real hard. Whenever I get quiet, like, oh, she falling asleep, quiet, let's make some noise. Very ignorant. But see, that's their mental challenge. I don't know those people. I've never had a conversation with them. But they keep doing stupid stuff, and I be telling them, you need to go sit down. But the other day, I'm on the back porch, minding my business. And somebody tapping on the back window. Just making noise. And I'm like, see, these are the people that need those straight jackets. I'm not bothering anybody. So why do they feel the need to tap on the window? Just making noise. They's wasting time. Instead of reading the book, paying the bill, walking around the block, minding their own business. They over here tapping on the window simply because I'm sitting outside. Why? Why? You can't make this. These people crazy. So now what I'm going to assume is they're trying to see where I'm put so they can send somebody in there like a chaos agent. Start some or keep some up. It happens. Guess what? I'm not interested. All right. Okay, guys. So that was Comcast. That was community. What else we need? I'm sick of these people. Oh, Lord. Thank you for having. This is crazy. God bless your ministry, y'all. What is Underwater Girl? I gotta look into that, honey. Underwater Girl. Just fat and walking. I might sound like I'm underwater. Underwater Girl. Okay, she's looking around the neighborhood. Bye.